Guys, you join me at a very blustery woolly park. Today we are on the 4th hole here. I'm going to talk about how you can use your course management to help you break 80, break 90 or even break 100 by plotting your way around a little bit better. As you can see, we have an overhead of this hole. It is 306 yards, stroke index 6 and a dog leg to the right. Off the tee, it's very much thinking about, can you get past the corner? Can you be able to see the green after your first shot, after your drive? For people who can't reach the corner, which today into the breeze, it'll be playing around about 230 yards to get to the corner, you may want to play left towards those two bunkers. That will leave you a nice mid-iron into the green. That should still leave you less than 150 yards in. But once we aim to the left, we're opening up that hole, we're staying away from the trees, so we can guarantee with that second shot we can get over if we need to, and we can get as close to the green as possible. For me, guys, I'm going to go driver. I'm going to set this off down the left hand side between the bunkers and the marker post in the middle of the fairway. It's going to be a good drive here to get me around the corner and give me a good view into that green. Just up the left hand side there, exactly as I expected, and that has only just got past the corner. So you see there, guys, with the overhead, we want to think about this. We want to get the best view possible into this green to make it as easy as possible for you to get out of this hole with a par. Stroke index 6, very surprising for a hole that does only measure 306 yards, but this is where your course management is very important. And looking at these flyovers in coming weeks, guys, we're going to talk you through different holes on different golf courses and open your eyes up to what you need to do. If you was on this hole and you are a fader of the golf ball, this is where you would start to use the tee box to your advantage. We would want you to go onto the right hand side of the tee box. You can aim further left and away from the tree. So if we're away from the trees, again, we can make sure that we're going to be able to get a mid iron over those if we need to, if you don't have the distance. So using a tee box to your advantage and knowing where the trouble is very important. So having something like a rangefinder or a GPS watch can really help you know the distance that you need to hit, so you can really attack your golf. So we can see off the tee, if we're going to get past this 150 marker, you would still be able to get nice and close to those bunkers, which would get you past the end of this tree line. So you can see there from my drive, I have just managed to get around that corner, so you may want to play back onto this left hand side of the fairway. You can very much see here, even from this position where we've got around about 130, I still can't see the green. So we'd want to favour this left hand side to make sure that we can get up and over and onto that green. That flag looks to be in the middle of the green here. We have got space to the left, so you have to think about plotting your way around here. If you don't think you can get over those trees, you can play to the left hand side of the green. That's going to give you the best ability to get up and down from there. Again, as you see from the aerial footage, you can see we've got a bunker to the right of the green, we've got a bunker short of the green. This flag is actually on the left-hand side of the green now as I walk up. So when hitting into the green from back there, you need to think about your carry distances, and this is why it's ever so important to know how far you hit the ball, because you'll need to carry it over that bunker to get onto the green. If your iron is landing at 120, that's not going to carry the bunker, that's not going to get on the green, and it could make a bogey. But now I've just got past that bunker, I've got a relatively straightforward shot in here, so I'm going to hit a pitch shot in, be nice and aggressive. But again, here it's all about knowing your numbers. So even more important here with pitching, especially now we're getting into the winter, we need to know our carry distances. So here the flag is at 70 yards, so I need a 70-yard shot here. So I need to think about what wedge is that in my setup. Is that my pitch wedge? Am I going to play it low? I wouldn't play it low here, because if we do play it low, it might bounce and stop pretty quick. I want something that's going to go a little bit higher and go that number where it's coming down using landing angle, not using something that's going to try and skip it forwards. But one thing we need to do in winter, as it's coming into October and November, we're going to be placing, so we need to think about drying this golf ball and drying that club face. So dry golf ball now and a dry club face. So again, when putting it down, having practice swings, try not to then take another divot or take another swipe at the grass. If you do, make sure that you do dry that club face off. Here's knowing obviously what kind of position goes this far. So for me, I've got my 56, I know it's around about a 3/4 feel, so I'm going to be taking my hands towards my shoulder and that should give me that 70-yard distance. Again, it might look a little bit longer, so it's feel and real. Whatever feels for you, you might think, okay, my half swing gives me 50 yards, but to other people they might say, well, you've swung that 3/4. It doesn't matter, as long as you know obviously what kind of feel and what kind of position gives you that distance, then we can be nice and consistent. And if we can get this part of the game better, we can start to hit it close and have more birdie chances. Yes, we plotted our way correctly off the tee and used our rangefinder or our watch to put ourselves in the best position, but then from here start to know, okay, if I go a 3/4 shot here, that should give me 70 yards. So a little bit right of the flag. So that looks pin high there. Just to the right, that's more me, but the distance is good. That's giving me an outside chance at a birdie, but should help me get out of here with a par, even into a strong breeze. But using that course management to plot my way around, yes, we still have to hit good shots, but if we could start to plot our way where our golf ball needs to be, that's going to help you break whichever score you're looking to break. Okay guys, so you can see here that I have pitched it flag high. It has took a couple of bounces and then stopped, but you'll see that that has gone to just outside 15 feet, and tour average from that distance from 55 yards to 75 yards is 15 feet. The best on tour was just under 10 feet proximity over the season. So start to think here guys that don't need to put too much pressure on yourself. Like for me, I'd be rather disappointed with that shot potentially, or I know a lot of lower figure golfers or even high handicap golfers will be disappointed because yeah, I've got a nice shot in, I've hit it to 70 yards, but then I've only put it to 15-20 feet. But that is more than good enough. We've got a chance here, and it's now taking your time making sure we line it up and go through your routine, because again, from here tour players are only holing 1 in 4. So if tour players are only holing 1 in 4, if you're a mid-handicap golfer, that might be 1 in 10 for you. So don't start to beat yourself up. Give yourself the best chance. I've knocked that just past, but I'm still going to take the time to line this ball up to make sure, even from 1.5 foot, that I've got my aim. I'm able to come over there with confidence and get that knocked in. Just side door.